I want every student to keep the book ready in front of you. Then I will be stating the statements. You are supposed to give me the answers of the multiple choice questions. Then you are going to write the correct answers or mark the correct answers on your book. I want every student to participate well. You are going to write your answers in the chat box. Then I will be reading the answers of you from there. Then we will mark the correct option. Fine. You are not supposed to turn on the mic. Rather, you are going to write your answers in the chat box. Okay, we are going to start now. It's Unit 4, Partial Fractions, and we are going to go with Miscellaneous Exercise 4. Okay, dear students, before proceeding towards the lesson, here we have some appreciation for the students who are sending the homework regularly and whose homeworks are superb. So we have the first name here, Saman Khalid. I have given her 5 stars because her work is very, very good. All the works are done very neatly and it's submitted on time. And her work is complete from chapter 1 till chapter 3. In addition, we have Fatma Nadeem here. Her work is also very, very superb. It's very excellent. See, the work is done. So 5 stars for Fatma Nadeem here, and her work is also superb. Okay, here we have Shahir Ahmed. His work is also superb, and he has submitted 2 homeworks in the month of June. Okay, then we have Mehlal. Her work is excellent, but all the homeworks I have not received. Then we have Sabrina Khan, excellent homework. Then Iman Tanveer, she is the very active participant. She has joined us now, but her homework is excellent. Then we have Zainab Salim here. Her work is also very excellent. She is sending regular homework from the month of June. Then we have Umayya Khan, then Alishba Zahra. Then we have Zoha, very good homework. Then Saida Mutahira. But I'm not the one who are with good means they are sending less number of homework. But the students who are with 5 stars and who are with excellent, their homeworks are being sent on regular basis, especially the homework of Saman Khalid and Fatma Nadeem. Then we have Sophia and Lisa, who are, these are the acknowledgement for the students who are sending the homework, and the homework are very nicely done. From the boys campus, we have Usman Ali. He is also sending homework, and very homework is done very good. Your teacher has shared with me. Asim Raza has sent the homework, then Muhammad Hunain. Okay. I hope that I'm audible to everyone. And okay, dear students, now we have to go ahead with the class, with the lesson of today. I want you to keep your book in front of you. So let's start it. Okay, Sipten, if my voice is not reaching to you, it means there is internet issue. You please just, you can join the class back, fine? Okay, dear students, now I want your participation. We have to start miscellaneous exercise for multiple choice questions. The first one, I am going to read the statement and you are supposed to write your answers in the chat box, fine? Okay, the first one is the identity 5x plus 4 whole square is equal to 25x square plus 4x plus 16. Means this bracket is expanded here. Is true for the options are one value of x, two values of x, all the values of x, or none of these. Let me see your answers here. Oh my God, I am receiving many correct answers. The C part, of course, from Zainab Salim, Ahad, Abdullah Kamrad, Ahad, and Mohammed Abtihi. All of you have given me the correct answers. Very good. And I'm receiving the answers from many, many more students. Faik Abdullah, Shazer, and Ahad. Fine, good. Your answer is correct. The identity is true for all values of x. If you put any value of x in this statement, you will get the equation satisfied because this is equation of identity. If both sides are same, so if you put any value of x, up to you, any number you can put and you will get the equation satisfied here. That is very, very good. Let's move towards the next MCQ. Here we have the second one, a fraction of the form f, a function of the form f x, oh my god. A function of the form fx where numerator divided by denominator with denominator should not be equal to 0, where numerator and denominator are polynomials in x is called what? Okay, your answers are very, very fast, very good. C part, of course, Zainab Salim, Ahad, Zahid, Zamir, your answers are correct. Fine. Very fast reply, Faik Abdullah, a fraction, exactly. If it is in, if the quotient of two number is known as fraction, so all of you have given the correct answers. Fine. Asim Raza, correct answer of fraction. Let's move towards the third MCQ. Here we have a fraction in which the degree of the numerator is greater or equal to the degree of the denominator is called a proper fraction, an improper fraction, an equation, or algebraic fraction. I'm receiving very fast answers, mashallah, a very active participant. Improper fraction, I want all the students to participate, very good. Okay, yeah, improper fraction, yeah. Is improper fraction? Some students have given me the answer is proper fraction or not. No, all of you have given me the correct answers. Yes. If the numerator is greater, so it can be divided into, or it can be converted into proper fraction. So therefore it is an improper fraction. Fine, the correct answer. Good. Yes, Iman, the correct answer, B part, of course, an improper fraction. Let's move towards the next MCQ. Okay, a fraction in which the degree of the numerator is less than the degree of denominator is called? Okay, yes, Shahir, correct answer. A D part, the proper fraction, yes, Ahad, good answer. All of you, yeah. Proper fraction, Abtahi, correct answer. Asim, correct answer. What about the girls students? Why they are not giving me the answers? The boys are actively participating. I have just received the answer from someone and the other girls are here. Okay, you are giving the answers. Yes, someone is giving the answers, but I don't see the other participants. I cannot see. Iman, yes, correct answer. Very good. Yes, Siptian, I'm receiving your answers. Yes, of course. The correct answer you have given. Okay, let's move towards the next MCQ. The fifth part. 2x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 into x minus 1 is what type of fraction? Okay, oh my God. C part, a proper fraction, okay. Faik Abdullah, correct answer. Abtahi, correct answer. Imran, correct answer. Yeah, this is a proper fraction because numerator is less than the denominator. The degree of denominator is square. Correct answer. Okay, fine. Yes, Momina Harim, your answer is correct. This is the C part, of course, proper fraction. Very good. Okay, the sixth part is x plus 3 whole squared is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 9 is what type of fraction? Okay, it's an identity. Correct answer, Abdul Rahman Ahad. Correct answer, Zamir. Everyone is giving the correct answer. Saman Khalid, correct answer. Okay, fine. Identity, correct answer. That is fine. That's fine. Very good participation. Very good. Okay, the next part, seventh part is X cubed plus 1 divided by x minus 1 into x plus 2 is what type of fraction? It's the B part and M, okay. Ahad, correct, given you are giving the correct answer. Abdul Rahman, correct answer. Shahid, the correct answer. Yeah, here because the numerator is greater and the denominator is less, so therefore it can be converted into proper fraction. The division is possible here, so therefore it is an improper fraction. Iman, the correct answer you have given, very good. Okay, the eighth part is partial fractions of x minus 2 divided by x minus 1 plus x plus 2 are of the form. How we can write the partial fraction of these? Yeah. Okay, very good. Faik Abdullah, correct answer. Ahad, correct answer. Abdul Rahman, correct answer. Asim Raza, correct answer. Abtahi, correct answer. Very good. Siptian Ali, correct answer. Shahir Ahmed, correct answer. Fine. Yes, very good. The correct answers I am receiving from everyone. It is since it is non-repeated linear factor, so the partial fraction can be made as. Okay, let me mark also annotate it for you so you can easily go with that. So you can mark the correct option on your book. Okay, 9 part, partial fractions of x plus 2 divided by x plus 1 into x squared plus 2 are of the form. You're going to tell me the partial fractions are of the form. Yeah. Saman Khalid, correct answer. Muhammad Abtihid, correct answer. Siptian Ali, correct answer. Yes, I had the correct answer. Very good. Okay. It will be the B part, this one, because the denominator is, here we can see that it is quadratic. So therefore, in numerator, we will have the linear term. Okay, this is the last part, the last MCQ. Partial fractions of x squared plus 1 divided by x plus 1 into x minus 1 are of the form. The answer is B part. I want the student to turn on the mic and tell me the reason that why the B part. You're going to a little bit justify this, that why it will be the B part, why not the other options. I want the student, any of you, to turn on the mic, raise your hand and give me the explanation for this. That how B or why B. I want the explanation from you. Yes, please, anyone? I'm waiting for your answer.
Excuse me, ma'am?
Yes, Aman?
And I think it's because this is an improper fraction. So in the numerator, we have x squared plus 1, and in the denominator, when we multiply both these values, we will get x squared minus 1. And so the value of the power of x is equal in both the numerator and denominator. So we would go with long division method, and then of course we are going to put 1, because then long division method we also put the quotient and the divisor and the dividend, and then after resolving the resultant fraction into the partial fractions, we are going to add the value of 1 in the end.
Excellent answer, excellent answer. Student, did you get the concept? Any confusion regarding this, that why it will be the B option, why here will be 1? If any student want to further aid, so you can raise your hand and tell your answer, but this is, I think, justified by someone. The reason is given and very nicely she has explained. So I want any other student, if you want to say something about this further explanation you want to give, or any confusion if you have in your mind, then you can tell here so that we can try to solve it. Okay, no? Okay, Muhammad Tihi, did you get the answer? Why it is B? Yes, of course, Zainab Salim will do the long division. If it is improper fraction, you can see that both the degrees are equal. It will be x squared. So when we will divide x squared with x squared, so we will get 1 here. So therefore, 1 will be also here. Fine? Okay, that is fine then. Okay, dear students, now here you have your homework. You're going to do page number 82 and 83. This is miscellaneous exercise 4. Question number 1 is the same question that we have already done. You are just going to practice it and mark the correct option on your book. And question number 2 is the revision or the review of all the questions or all the concepts that we learned in the previous exercises. So you are supposed to do that in your notebook. Fine. This is all for today. Now we have to proceed towards the presentation. If you have any queries, any confusion regarding any exercise, you can ask me. If not, then we have to go with the presentation. So I want you to tell me, first of all, voluntarily that who want to share the presentation first. Then in the second session, I'll be asking myself, the students, to share the presentation, share the screen. And moreover, you will be, means the presentation, excuse me, a present will be marked for those students who will give the presentation. Present, present for homework. Okay, that is fine. Some students have messaged me. That is fine. It's okay, Abdullah Kamran. I got your message. I want to, Saman Khalid, you want to give, except Saman Khalid, anyone is ready to give the presentation? Please raise your hand or just let me know. Siften Ali. So first of all, we are going to start with Siften Ali. Please, Siften Ali, are you ready to share the screen? I'm going to exit the screen and you are going to share, okay? Okay, here we have the, now Siften Ali is going to share his presentation. I want you to be very attentive. You can ask even question at the end of the presentation from Siften, fine? So Siften, please have your presentation.
जरा आपको आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, yes.
Okay. 2 minutes.
Okay, well, we are waiting. That's fine.
So, Assalamu alaikum, dear teacher and my dear fellows. Today I have to show my mathematics presentation made by me yesterday. So let us start with exercise 4.3. That is question number 6 of exercise 4.3. That is x square upon x plus 2 and x square plus 4. Since the question belongs to those fractions where denominator consists of non-repeated irreducible quadratic fractions. So for this, there are some methodology to solve them. First of all, we will let this equation as their partial fractions. We will let that a upon x plus 2 and bx plus c upon x square plus 4 as usual. Then we will multiply both sides by x plus 2 and x square plus 4 so that we should eliminate the denominators. Then we will get in the result that these two will be cancelled and it will remain x square, whereas x plus 2 will be cancelled with the x plus, no, x square plus x plus 2 will be cancelled with the x plus 2 and x square plus 4 will remain. In the next side, bx plus c will remain and x plus 2 x square plus 4 will be eliminated with x square plus 4. Then we will, here I have done somehow different. Bx will be multiplied by x plus 2 and c will also multiply by x plus 2. I haven't done it extended because the question will be long then. First of all, we know that x, the value of x, we can find only the value of a. So we will use the method of this method to find the value of a. We know that x is equals to minus 2. We will put it in equation 2. We will get x square will become minus 2 whole square is equals to a minus 2 whole square plus 4 plus 4. It will become minus 2 in place of x, and here in place of x minus 2 plus 2, in place of x again minus 2 plus 2. These will be 0, and there will be, if we don't know, we know that in multiplication 0 will be multiplied with any number, the result will be 0. And here we can see that the answer will be 0, and we will have 8a. A will remain over here, and 8 will be divided on the next side, and we will get a is equals to 1 upon 2. We have got the values of a. So for the values of b and c, we will equate coefficients of x square and x. Since I have not done the suspended part, it's my mistake. So here I have done on the rough register. So we will get a plus b is equals to 1 when we will suspend it. So we will put the value of a from here in this equation, equation number 4. So we will get b is equals to 1 minus 1 upon 2. We will simply LCM it. If we will have 2 upon 2. 2 minus 1 is equals to 1 upon 2. Again the same value. For the value of c, we have 2b plus c in the suspended form. We will make it equation number 4, and we will put the value of b in it, and then these two will be cut, and it will remain 1 plus c is equals to 0. 1 will go on the next side, it will become c is equals to minus 1. Then we will put the values of a, b, and c from the equations. A from equation 3, b from equation 5, and c from equation 7. We will get the required partial fraction. Since we have in equation number 1 this form, so we will get the answer as this. Thank you for.
Excellent, Sipten. You did a very great job. This was a very nice presentation, and your concept was martial arts is very, very good. It's very nice. Ali, you presented the presentation. The font size was clear. The explanation was very good, and I'm very happy with your presentation. I want the next student. We have 10 minutes. So please, who is the next one? Who is going to break the ice? The next one. Okay, Saman Khalid, then we have to go with you. Then, yes, Saman, please, you can share your screen now. The other students, haven't you, your presentations are ready?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saman Khalid, and today I'm going to deliver a mathematics presentation for chapter number 4, that is partial fractions. And so in this presentation, excuse me, ma'am, can you hear the presentation and is it clear?
Yes,
I
yes.
feel like the audio quality is very.
No, that was fine. You can start it again, please.
Because if the questions are not clear, ma'am, then you can let me know, because then I'll explain it
Okay,
live.
I will text you. I will then let you know.
Okay, ma'am. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saman Khalid, and today I'm going to deliver a mathematics presentation for chapter number 4, that is partial fractions. And so in this presentation, I'm going to solve a question from exercise 4.3. So without any further ado, let us get into the presentation. So in this presentation, I'm going to explain part number 3 from question number 1 of exercise 4.3. And it states that 1 upon x plus 1 into x squared plus 1. Now before we move on, I want you to understand that this exercise deals with denominators that are quadratic, non-repeated, and they're also irreducible. So let us tackle each one of these parts separately. First of all, they're quadratic. So as you can see over here, the first term that we have is linear, but the second one, that is x squared plus 1, is quadratic. So we have quadratic terms in this denominator. Next up, they are non-repeated. So as you can see, both of these terms have been stated or mentioned in the question only once, and they have not been repeated, so they are actually non-repeated. And lastly, we have irreducible. So all of these are irreducible, they cannot be simplified any further, and so we would have to resolve them into the partial fractions as they are, without any further resolution. So now we are going to use a and b and c. We are going to use three variables in order to make our numerators and resolve it into partial fractions. Now you might be wondering, why on earth are we using bx plus c instead of b only? And the reason for that is, our fractions need to be proper. So let us take a closer look at it. First of all, we have a upon x plus 1. Now a is a constant term and x plus 1 is a linear term, which means that the power of x is 1. But since a is constant, the power of x over here is 0. Now remember, while resolving resultant fractions into partial fractions, we need to remember that the fractions have to be proper, which means that the power of the numerator has to be 1 degree less than the power of the denominator. So 0 is less than 1. And in the next partial expression, we have bx plus c, which is a linear term because the power of x is 1. And in the denominator, we have a quadratic term, which means that the power of x is 2. And since 1 is less than 2, we have our partial expressions over here. That is a upon x plus 1 plus bx plus c upon x squared plus 1. I hope it's clear. And now moving on, we are going to multiply both the sides of the equation with the LCM. And the LCM over here is x plus 1 into x squared plus 1. So this is basically the denominator. We are doing this so that we can eliminate the fraction and omit the denominator, because that way it is going to become easier for us to solve the question and find our desired answers. So we have 1 because both of these values are going to get cancelled with the denominator, leaving us with 1 only. Then we have a into x squared plus 1 because x plus 1 got cancelled with x plus 1. And then lastly we have bx plus c into x plus 1 because x squared plus 1, the quadratic term, got cancelled with x squared plus 1 again. And now this is our equation number 1. We are going to mark it as equation number 1, and later on we are also going to use it to find the value of a. Now we are going to expand this equation and multiply a, b and c with the values in the brackets. So multiplying a with x squared and 1, we get this value, and then we are going to multiply these brackets that we have over to the right side, bx into x, and then we are going to multiply bx with 1, c with x, and then c with 1. So this is what we are going to get, and after that we are going to rearrange the equation and put all the numbers, all the expressions in the correct sequence. So square terms or quadratic terms together, and then we are going to have our linear terms, and lastly the constant terms are also going to stick together. This is equation number 2. We are going to use it when we put into action our equating coefficients method. So now we are going to find the value of x. Now we do that so that we can put the value of x in equation number 1 and ultimately calculate the value of a. I know it sounds complicated when I put it that way, but here's how it works. So we are going to put x plus 1 is equal to 0. As you may remember, x plus 1 was the denominator for a. So x plus 1 is equal to 0. Shifting 1 to that side of the equation, we get x is equal to minus 1. And putting x is equal to minus 1 in equation number 1, we get this, as you can see over here in the slide. So a and then bracket, then we have minus 1. Thirdly, we are going to find the value of c. So now we are going to find the value of x. Now we do that so that we can put the value of x in equation number 1 and ultimately calculate the value of a. I know it sounds complicated when I put it that way, but here's how it works. So we are going to put x plus 1 is equal to 0. As you may remember, x plus 1 was the denominator for a. So x plus 1 is equal to 0. Shifting 1 to that side of the equation, we get x is equal to minus 1. And putting x is equal to minus 1 in equation number 1, we get this, as you can see over here in the slide. So a and then bracket, then we have minus 1. We are going to square that term, plus 1. And then over here, as you can see in the last bracket, minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. And we know that whenever 0 is multiplied with any term, the result is always going to be 0. So this basically results in 0. And then we have a into 1 plus 1 over here. Now minus minus is equal to plus, so the square of minus 1 is also 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, sorry, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and then we have 1 is equal to 2a. Shifting 2 to that side of the equation, we get 1 upon 2. So the value of a is essentially 1 upon 2. Now that we do have our first value, we are going to use it to find the value of b and c through the equating coefficients method. So to find b, we are going to equate the coefficients of x square. So I'm sorry I cannot go back to the previous slide, but I've written it over here. As you can see, ax square plus bx square is equal to 0. So we do not have any c over here. The coefficient of x square is a, and we also have another coefficient for x square, that is b. And on the other side of the equation, we do not have any x square, which is why the value of x square is going to be 0. So ax square plus bx square is equal to 0. And then of course we are not going to mention the x square part. We are only going to write the constant terms. A plus b is equal to 0. Writing the value of a, shifting it to that side of the equation, we get b is equal to minus 1 upon 2. Thirdly, we are going to find the value of c, and we are going to use the method of equating the coefficients again, but over here we are going to equate the coefficients of the constant terms. So since we do not have any c in the quadratic terms, we are going to use the constant terms to find its coefficient and to find the value of c. So we have a plus c. We did not have any b over here in the constant terms. We only had a and c, and then we have 1 over here, because remember we did not have any linear or quadratic terms on the other side of the equation, but we did have 1, and 1 is a constant term. So a plus c is equal to 1, then a is equal to 1 upon 2 plus c. We have 1 on the other side of the equation, and then we are going to subtract 1 upon 2 from 1, and the result is 1 upon 2 again, because of course 1 upon 2 equals 0.5, and if you subtract 0.5 from 1, you would end up getting 1 upon 2 again. So the value of c is 1 upon 2. So now that we have all of our values, we are going to put them in the fraction form. So our required fractions are a upon x plus 1, the value of a is 1 upon 2, so we are going to write it over here, plus bx. Now the value of b was minus 1 upon 2, so we are going to put it over here again, bx, and the value of c was 1 upon 2. So this is how we are going to make our partial expressions. And now lastly, we are going to write it in this way as well. So 1 upon x plus 1 is into x square plus 1, which was our resultant fraction, basically equals 1 upon 2 into x plus 1 minus x minus 1 upon 2 x plus 1. So you do not necessarily have to write it this way. You can also leave your answer in the initial form, but writing it like this actually makes it easier for the examiner to mark it or to check the question, because it is way more organized and it gives us a clear pattern of what our partial fractions should look.
So excellent, Saman. I think words are less to admire your presentation. It's very nicely presented and it's very nicely explained. Dear students, I think we have less time and we are going to wind up the class now. Okay, but I want to know that what about the other students? Is your presentation ready with you for the next session? I can see very less number of participants today. I think they are not here due to presentation. Is it like? Please let me know that how many of you have your presentations ready with you, so that we have to wind up the class and we have to go with the next session.